I hate stupid characters. Most of the time, they just bog the story down with their lack of intelligence, with the smarter characters often having to waste screen time bringing these characters up to speed, and they don't understand it anyway. Or they are a gradual flanderization or mischaracterization of a once beloved character.
I'm gonna be a dad.
That category houses a lot of the stupid characters I tend to hate, including modern SpongeBob and Patrick, the MCU's version of Drax,
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Ellie in The Last of Us Season 2, and King Shark from the Suicide Squad.
And?
Man, do I hate that thing. And I hate these characters because their lack of intelligence is all they have to offer. It is always front and center, and it is the driving force of each and everything that they do. And this is why I'm glad to say that A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms pleasantly surprised me, especially with its depiction of Sir Duncan the Tall. In fiction, there are characters who grow because of the world, and there are characters who grow in it. Sir Duncan the Tall is a character that grows within his world. From here on out, there will be spoilers for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms Season 1. When I first saw the promos for this show, I was very skeptical. I saw the small guy and the tall guy, and I figured, okay, so we got Brains, and then we got Braun, and that's all their duo is going to be. And there is a lot of that. Egg, with the blood of the dragon coursing through his veins, can run circles around Dunk with his wit, intelligence, and cleverness.
You best be here when I come back. Rob me, and I'll hunt you down with dogs.
You don't have dogs!
I'll get some.
Where?
Oh!
And we all saw the Trial of Seven, so we know that Duncan can fight. But Dunk is not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's often made fun of and looked down upon, not just because he's a hedge knight, but just because he's taller than he is smart.
You're big and stupid.
But what he lacks in intelligence and education, he makes up for with honesty, integrity, and sincerity. Qualities that are infamously missing from the world of Westeros. With really the only other characters that have those qualities are Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister, and even Tyrion has a big asterisk when it comes to that. And while I initially had my doubts about this show, about Sir Dunk the Tall, those evaporated once I started episode 1. The starting scene to episode 1 shows off one of Dunk's best traits, his sense of respect. The steps that he took with burying and offering last words to a man who practically raised him, the hedge knight, Sir Arlen of Pennytree, was very refreshing to see. The only things I've seen from the world of Westeros was Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. In both of those shows, there is a high sense of political intrigue. There is backstabbing, there's lying, there's just playing the Game of Thrones. And in the Game of Thrones, honor is actively punished as a weakness. And with that first scene of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, it really did seem like I just walked in on a guy who was burying his father figure. And that sincerity that Duncan has shines all the way through, and it slowly begins to show to other characters. First, there's Egg, an incredibly well-educated child who's part of House Targaryen. And he almost instantly trusts Sir Dunk the Tall when he meets him, wanting to squire for him at the tourney at Ashford. Now, this could be because, he's really only 6 years old, and he might not know stranger danger all that well. But what's more likely is that because of his upbringing, Egg is a lot more mature than his age lets on. And he grew up with a brother who threatened to turn him into a girl at night, and another brother who is pretty much just a drunkard. And Maekar doesn't really seem to be all that warm. Really, the only, quote-unquote good person that Egg has grown up with is his uncle Baldur, Rip the Goat. And Dunk just allows Egg to act like a kid. I don't know how it is in the Red Keep, but It seems that whenever Egg is around his family, he's very, very stiff, always walking very properly with his hands tucked behind his back, always speaking as if he was, a highborn noble. When he's with Dunk, he's a lot more relaxed. He is cracking jokes. He's even swearing. He's drinking ale that he doesn't like. He's even pretending to fight off Blackfire rebels. With Dunk, he gets to act like a kid. With his family, he has to be a dragon. And judging by what we see of his family and of the other Targaryens in the franchise, we know what that can lead to. Every time a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin. And it seems that when it comes to Prince Baldur, heir to the Iron Throne, the coin was gracious. Baldur is, or was, I should say, one of those men of honor. He understood what it truly meant to be a knight, to protect the innocent. And Baldur shows that to us by suggesting that Duncan bring up the Trial of Seven during his trial against the Targaryen family. Not only that, but he fights for Duncan during the Trial of Seven and even dies for him. Now, when Duncan punched Aerion, I don't believe that he was thinking things through. I think that this is a point where his stupidity melds with his sincerity. I actually agree with Aerion questioning Duncan's motives because it flat out just was not a smart thing to do. But that was never the point. I believe that even if Duncan really thought it through, he would have hit Aerion anyways. Because as a knight, it is your job to protect the innocent. It is this one act of selfless courage that irreparably changed the line of succession for the Targaryen family. It is this type of courage that caused the prince, a highborn man of royal blood, to die for a lowborn, stinking, stupid brute of a knight who sleeps underneath a tree. And the Targaryens aren't the only great house that Sir Duncan the Tall makes a big impression on. Lionel Baratheon, the Laughing Storm, a fan favorite and Duncan's friend, is also bought over by Duncan's sincerity. When Duncan doesn't bring a gift for Lionel Baratheon, he doesn't get angry. Sure, he acts angry and he lets Duncan know how things should be done, but he sees Duncan as a man who just doesn't know any better. I'm sure other nobles and even maybe other Baratheons have punished people for less. And Lionel even offers up some pretty good advice to Duncan, telling him to stand tall and to be more confident in himself and his size and what he can do. And then there's Raymond Fossaway, who fought with Dunk for the same reason that Baldur did. Dunk showed himself to be an honorable knight who protects the innocent. In comparison to Stefan Fossaway, who betrays Duncan in order to gain more influence. Duncan the Tall did not grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He didn't grow up a lord or the son of a lord. He grew up as a street urchin from the bottom of the ladder. He is slow, he's dim-witted, he's socially awkward, he doesn't really understand all the customs that come with being a knight. And even with all those shortcomings, he has a squire that is of royal blood. A lord squire and the heir to Storm's End fight alongside him, and even the heir to the Iron Throne dies for him. And why? Because Sir Duncan the Tall didn't just take the vows of a knight, he embodies the vows of a knight. He is tall in stature and in his heart. And that is why Sir Duncan the Tall works as a stupid character. I want to say thank you guys for watching the video this far. If you did like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like more Westeros-based content in the future, please let me know. I will see you in the next investigation. This has been Detective Cook, signing off.